employs many of the masterful cinematic techniques that he developed in his silent films, especially with the use of mise-en-scène. As you watch the clip from M, concentrate on the importance of the physical objects in the scene and how the director uses them to help tell the story and arouse our emotions. In this scene from The General, the camera reinforces physical humor and sight gags as Buster Keaton on his locomotive tries to chase down a hijacked military train. This scene shows that camera work does not have to be flashy to be effective. The opening shot, with the camera traveling alongside the locomotive, is an establishing shot that identifies or establishes the location and the main visual elements of the scene. The second camera position features a head-on view of the enormous mortar that the train is pulling. This position lets us observe action in the foreground on the left of the screen and in the background on the right at the same time. The third camera position brings us closer to the physical action in the center of the frame as Keaton loads the mortar, which will generate most of the humor in this scene. The camera pans to the right to follow Keaton as he prepares and lights the fuse to the mortar. This shot basically sets in motion the comic tension of the entire scene. Notice how the camera placement is chosen to anticipate the action in each shot and to present it from the best vantage point. So when Keaton moves to the locomotive again, the camera presents a full shot of the sight gag as he catches his foot on the coupling, but is also close enough to show the expression on his face. The next camera position highlights the danger of losing the mortar as it bounces and dips down. Keaton is not included in this shot. We imagine the panic he must feel as the mortar levels on him. The following shot lays out the danger and the humor of this situation as Keaton and the mortar face each other from the edges of the frame. Watch how this effect escalates with the camera placement in the next shot. Now we see Keaton directly in the line of fire from behind the gun with the added hindrance of the chain on his leg. All the while, the fuse is burning. This camera position is called a reverse angle because it presents the action from the opposite vantage point of the previous shot. Now the audience is directly in the mortar's line of fire, along with Keaton. This shot cuts away to the hijacked train, reminding us what the mortar's actual target is supposed to be. In the next to last shot, Keaton cowers on the front of the locomotive, expecting the worst. So does the audience. And in the final shot, the camera is carefully placed to give the audience a wide view of the locomotive chase and to show the mortar fire safely around the curve in the track. When watching movies, it's a good idea to remind ourselves occasionally that everything we see on the screen must filter through the eye of the motion picture camera. By carefully choosing how to use the camera, the filmmaker can precisely control what we see on the screen and how we respond to it. The first choice is the camera lens, which can greatly affect the image on the screen. For example, a director may present an expansive view of a scene with many surrounding details using a wide-angle lens, or a more compressed view with fewer surroundings using a telephoto lens. Camera position is another important choice because, along with the lens, camera position determines how near or far away the film image appears to the audience. In fact, filmmakers typically describe camera shots in terms of distance. A standard Hollywood medium shot, for example, frames a character from about the knees or the waist up. A close-up is a tighter shot that features a character's face, while a long shot pulls